Good morning from everyone. Thank you for being here today. I want you to close your eyes for a second and imagine a classroom from a 30 or 40 years ago. What do you see? Right, you probably see a large green blackboard covered with a white dust. You see a hidden wooden desk arranged in the perfect straight rows. You see a teacher standing in the front holding a textbook. This was a traditional classroom. It was the only one the people learned from centuries. But today, if you look at the modern classroom, this picture is completely different. Today, we have digital smart boards, laptops, online classes, and even artificial intelligence. In the next minutes, we are going to explore the incredible journey. We will complete the traditional education with a modern digital learning. We will talk about how we used to learn, how we learn now, and what the future has for the students around the world. Yes, let's start by looking back. Was the typical classroom really like the past? In the traditional classroom, learning was very physical, right? Students carry a heavy backpacks full of printed books. The teacher wrote on the board, and the students copied the information of their notebooks. Uh, um, um, how did the students access the information? Um, how did the students access the information before the internet? What is the important question? And this is the most important question. Back then, you could not just put a phone into the pocket and search from the Google. If you had to write a research paper, you had the physical to go to library. You have to search through large printed encyclopedias, find information, hours, and sometimes some days because this information is hard to find because the people banner the memory. The students have to memorize a lot of facts and information and set them later. Yes? What's the precise the contrast in the information? This brings us the traditional role of the teacher. In the past, the teacher was absolute center of the classroom. We call this the stage on the stage. The students was the main source of knowledge. They talk and the students listen. Okay, the relationship was only one directional. Teacher delivered information and the student accompanied, right? Um, and what now happens with the digital evolution? Yes, um, two steps are important. The signal or the change of the topic. Uh, the internet arrived and suddenly everything changed. How was the technology change the students' learning habits? Today, the answer is in almost every way as possible. Students no longer have to wait a teacher to explain the concepts. They don't understand the math problem. They can watch a video on YouTube. Could be a tutorial. This leads us to many benefits of online education and international term. First, this is more flexibility. The platform allows students to learn this their own place. The last learner you can move ahead and need more time. You can pause and rewind the video. The second is the multimedia learning. We no longer just read the text. We can took 3D models of the human heart and watch physical documentaries or use interactive simulations to do science and this experiment safely or on the screen. Because of this, the role of the teacher has changed dramatically. The teacher is no longer on the stage. Today they are the guide of the science. Science students can find information, or they teacher jobs is help to understand it, analyze it, and explain it. Right? And what is the independence and the global access? Um, this means that students are more independent learners, right? And what is the consequence that are more independent learners today? The answer is yes, but with coach, the students are more independent because they have tools to research anything they want. However, the independence requires discipline. In the traditional classroom, the teacher forces you to pay attention. In the online classes, you have to motivate it yourself. So when the students have the independence to learn, they must also develop the maturity to manage their own time. This technology has also completely to change how people access the information of the world. Um, Think about this. A teenager living in a small village in Ecuador, okay, in our country, can now take an online course from Harvard University, and this course could be free. E-learning has broken down geographical borders. Uh, Ecuador is no longer just to people who can find to travel to expensive universities. Knowledge is becoming available to anyone with only Wi-Fi connection. Um, and what is the challenge of the digital learning? Um, we meant to mind these opportunities. However, we must to be honest. Digital learning is not perfect, right? What challenge come with it? Um, the first challenge is the digital divide. While the students in the city might have a high-speed internet and could be an iPad, students in the rural area are not let alone internet. We move to digital classroom, we risk having the poorest students behind. The second challenge is the distraction. When you study on a laptop, social media, video games, and messages, I just one click away, and this is very hard to focus. Finally, this is the most human connection. Traditional classrooms give students social skills. They learn to have, make friends, and how to work in teams, and how to read facial expressions. You cannot learn empathy from looking at a computer screen. Online classes sometimes feel very lonely, especially for teachers and the other students. Open your posture again. Smile, looking forward to the future. Now, as we look to the present day and the future, we have to talk about the newest tool in education. We have the artificial intelligence or AI. What is the role of the AI in the modern education? AI tools like ChatGPT or smart Turing systems are like personal assistants for learning. In the past, the teacher with service students could not give one to help everyone. Today, AI can act as a personal tutor. It can look at students' mistakes, figure that they don't understand, and create custom exercise just for them. AI can translate language instantly, grade test in seconds, and help students brainstorm ideas for essays. But AI online learning becomes so powerful, it brings up one final massive question. Will students' classroom disappear in the future? And let's to you for answer these questions. Okay, and participate. My answer is no. Traditional classrooms will not disappear, but they will transform. Human beings are social creatures. We need face to face. This interaction, we need emotional support and a great teacher. A computer can give you information, but a human teacher can you give inspiration. The future education is not about a choosing between chatboard or digital screens. The future is a blend model. We will need to make the best past traditional education, like human connection, empathy, and social skills, and combine them with the best parts of digital learning, like flexibility, AI personalization, and global access. Okay? With all of this, I'm going to talk my conclusion. And in conclusion, education has come a very long way from the heavy books and desk at chalkboards in the past. Technology has made learning faster, more flexibility, and more accessibility all the world. We have moved from the system where the teacher holds the answer to a system and where the student is an active explorer to information. And why the challenge of these stations was an unequal access for the internet, but the opportunities are incredible. As long as we remember the technology is just a tool, and the human connection is still from the heart of learning. The future of the education is very, very bright. And what and Tafena, what do you think? Give us a light for you. Thank you for your attention and thank you very much for your time. Thank you.